Hey people, Indra here, 53 Faction War. This is Greysuck, Undercity and some rowdy Orcs versus Eldar. For the Blue Orc team, it's Fiery or Stabham's Mando Fiery as a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up Orky style, alongside E1 with a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets. Rounding off the Blue Orcs then, SchmusCriminal with a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. Red Eldar, strongest Latino, as a Farseer support hero fighting in melee combat. Some powerful buffs and control, Oathway elite scheme here. Alongside, and a true veteran, is Asmonedeus with a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control. The Exarch's elite scheme here. Rounding off the teams then, Toruello as a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat with some powerful disruption and support. Looking after the southwest with some capping support from Asmon. Here comes the Warboss though, to have a word, backed up by his Orky boys. Do we have Howling Banshees? We do, from Asmon, and here they are. Guardian's going to be a little bit isolated there, and they're going to eat some Daka to the face. Warboss getting very low, soaking up damage quite well though. Sluggers versus Howling Banshees there. Both of them retreat. Warboss, I think, is going to fall. Tries to retreat, but does go down. Should get revived though. The Guardians did get away, barely. And now a melee fight between the two teleporting ranged heroes. The Warp Spider's not bad in melee though. He's got like 23 melee DPS, I think. And I believe he still has a special attack too. That may have been removed though at some point. Howling Banshees are yelling. They caught the Kommando there. Northeast of the map here, where strongest Latino faces off against Fiery. What are we going to see as the first power purchase for these Orc players then? Able to brute force their way through. Maybe even touch this power. Here comes the first, I think the first of many Shuriken cannons. Probably going to see one per play here. Fiery with some Storm Boys on the way. Maybe expecting the Shurikens. This one's doing some good work already. These guys trying to face tank it. It's not going to work out, fellas. Just bits of Orcs flying off you. Okay, they run. Maybe just a distraction for this power bash. These guys with the big shooters. Get one gen down. Now they need to back off though. Howling Banshees in retreat path. And they could get into these guys' retreat path. They need to be careful. Mekboy to help them out a bit. With some Daka of his own. Levels to 2. I think he revived the Warboss, which gave him a big chunk of XP. Oh, that's a nasty destructor. These guys may go down now because Banshees are waiting, are they? Yeah, Banshees are there. Guardians are here too. They don't even need the Howling Banshees. Double shooters are wiped. Did they both have big shooters? They may have. Heavy losses for E1. Farseer also falls. And the Warp Spider Exarch falls, trying to get a decap over here. Losses all around. A frantic opening. Storm Boys jumping ahead. Down to just 3 models. Down to 2 models now. Putting pressure on the Shuriken, and double sluggers now powering through. Only one of them with burners. They can burn down the gens. Maybe also gives them a health boost and some power weapons. Okay, the Storm Boys are out. Speaking of Storm Boys, E1 recovering with Storm Boys now. Maybe Storm Boys into a Pain Boy to support them. Could also get battery pack and stuff. Make them pretty hard to kill. Shooter Boys here with big shooters. We do have a whole bunch of Shurikens, double Shurikens for Asmon, and a single from the other 2 players. Don't see any war gear on the heroes. Oh, we do see battery pack. There it is. 484 to 463 on the VPs. They bashed one of the gens, I think. Grenade. Maybe lucky not to drop a slugger there. Can they wipe them? Oh, they wiped one of the slugger boys. The one that had the burners too. They are gone. Are they going to be replaced by Fiery? Storm Boys jumping through. These are E1 Storm Boys. Jumped a bit early maybe because now the Shuriken can do this. Can they jump again? I think they're looking for it. Looks like Shooter Boys tied them up in melee. And then they jump this Shuriken here. Lots of pressure on this power from the Orcs. A nice grenade though. I think that was from strongest Latino, these guys over here. 467 to 461. 2 Eldar heroes are still down. Can Toruello get a revive? He's off the field at the moment. They are quite far forward, both of them. Speaking of big shooters, the Mekboy's got one now. Almost 40 DPS piercing, so a lot of Daka from a single model, especially when I can teleport around. Gets caught by the Banshees there, the teleport though. Double the Storm Boys here. I'm going to fight the Banshees. Double Banshees coming in. These are Asmons with the aspect of strength. And they're off the field. Whereas Latinos has aspect of fleetness for the mobility to jump over stuff. 2-to-1 cap for the Orcs. Can they ride the 2-to-1 into tier 2 and get some weird boys? Speaking of tier 2, Toruello has gone. First player to do so. I wonder if he's queued something up already. I would say no, looking at his resources, but it's hard to say because he didn't get any battle equipment up on the Guardians, so he didn't really spend any power in tier 1 aside from the Shuriken. No, nothing was queued up. Maybe looking for a quick Wraith Lord here. Quickish. What's the Warboss up to? Trying to find an angle on those guys? No, he's going for the VP, I think. Mekboy's caught in Shuriken fire. We saw some crack shot on those Guardians there from the Warp Spider Exarch. E1 didn't get anything else up in tier 1. I thought it was going to get a Pain Boy or something. Looking for tier 2, I think. And Strongest Latino gets tier 2. Warp Spider Exarch is back on his feet. Reviving the Farseer now. Warlock probably got the revive there, I think. Howling Banshees are war shouting. It's Asmons. Almost wiped those sluggers. In fact, they may still get them. There's a heal going in from Battery Pack. Level 3 Mekboy. Warlock levels up. Is that to 3? It is to 3. Doing some good Destructor action, isn't he? A 1-to-1 cap now. Can the Eldar turn the corner? Look at this. Toruello goes tier 3. Is he trying to get quick Seer Council up or something? Strongest Latino with Warp Spider squad. Asmon goes tier 2 as well. Could call in some Warp Spiders, of course. Shooter Boys getting messed up, but they back away. Are these guys going to try and touch power now? Or do they just want to try and stabilize in the mid a bit? Speaking of northeast corner, contested power. Is it turning red? The Banshee stopped. There we go. They're just bashing the gens. They're not trying to steal it. Didn't actually finish. 3 hit points on this thing. Storm Boys getting rid of the Shuriken. Banshee's got a hell of a fight on their hands. Farseer is in here. But she doesn't have Spirit Stones or anything. But they do get away. Spirit Stones may be worth it with the big brawls. Because of the the Storm Boys and the Sluggers. Gravity Blade would also be quite nice. Here's some Warp Spiders for Strongest Latino then. Teleporting squad with some good anti-infantry range damage. Need to get behind that cover, fellas. There we go. Some sneaky Sluggers though. Hidden by the Kommando knob with Hide the Boys. Storm Boys in there too. Banshee's there to counter-initiate. Is it going to be enough? Warp Spider's able to get out and pour on that DPS. Look at that damage. Sluggers, you okay, fellas? There's crack shot on the Warp Spider Exarch himself. He's got Entangling Web too. Expect him to throw that onto the Warp Spiders over there. Fiery now down to 2 squads. Those Sluggers did not make it. These guys, though, get a knob leader. These are from SchmusCriminal all the way from the southwest. His loot is up here too. Uh-oh. Some stick bombs from the Kommando doing some good work. Can the Banshees get away? Very close. 57 hit points and they make it out. Farseer able to get in and tie things up. Meanwhile, southwest, what's going on? E1's down here. With those upgraded Storm Boys. He's got the Weird Boy as well. Weird Boy on the way for SchmusCriminal also. And yeah, a quick Seer Council from Toruello. Look at that. See how it plays out. Warpath on the way for the Weird Boy. There it is. 1.5 speed and 20% damage resist around him. Quite nice. Well, very nice indeed for a melee squad. You can do that alongside double Sluggers or something. Just saw Entangling Web on those Sluggers there. Grenade chucked in. Banshees outmatched by Storm Boys. and sluggers there. Zap thrown in. One of the starting abilities of the weird boy that will jump to other squads nearby. Ah, nothing was close enough, I think. It didn't jump. 455 to 336 on the VPs. There's that Seer Council. A squad of Warlocks with Witchblades that can jump on you. Power melee Witchblades that also provide this 15% damage resistance aura to ranged fire. Very useful. They themselves also benefit from it. It's that blue aura you see. Sends the Orcs packing. How do they deal with the Seer Council now? They're a very powerful melee squad. Up in the northeast, a foot of Gork. Bad news for the Shuriken. Big boom, almost wiped it. Storm Boys jumping in. Maybe a fraction too late to get the finish on those guys. Bomber Boys gets the finish from the improved rocket packs. Also increases their jump range, which is a pretty big deal for these guys. 427 to 336. Toruello coming up to the northeast with those Seer Council fellas. Just ate a shotgun to the face though from the Kommando knob and the special shooter, and then they get stunned. And then they get knocked back. Warlock, I don't think he's got away. Oh, there's Enhance from Faltru's wing. But they couldn't stay in the fight there. They couldn't dig in. Also Distortion Field on them from the Warlock. 423 to 336 on the VPs. Farseer, do you have the Gravity Blade? Does indeed have the Gravity Blade. Don't see the Levitation Field here though. Spirit Stones as well for the awesome Spiritual Rights heal. Banshees made it out. Banshees are okay. What about the Farseer though? She's getting knocked over by this special shooter here. Hey, we do have some Kommando Stabums. Last I checked, these guys have like 30 DPS power melee. And they can get a Knob Leader with a heavy melee weapon and a whole bunch of bombs they can throw. They have short range stick bombs, long range stick bombs, stun bombs, and a melter bomb. The short range bombs do more damage, but of course have limited range. 423 to 327 on the VPs. Kommando Knob runs away. I think he's judged it well. Yep, he's out of there. Lots of pressure now from the Orcs. They really hit tier 2 running. And here's tier 3, in fact, for Shmuz and for Fiery. Tier 3 for Asmon. Seer Council haven't really had the impact yet, have they? That fight, they got knocked over all over the place. With Faltru's wing, though, they're going to be very, very dangerous. And here is the Witchblade of Kurnus. If he can knock stuff over with the Seer Council around him to chop it up, that's going to be nasty. Warp Spiders onto the cap. Having to cap their power back as well, the Eldar. What is this? That's a Mekboy leveling to 5. Pumping out some good damage. Storm Boys jump the Warlock and stun him. But they may eat Ethereal Slash here. There it is. Look at the damage that did. That was a single Ethereal Slash. Imagine that with those guys getting knocked over and they Seer Council around the Warlock to chop things up. Be very careful choosing melee fights now with Storm Boys. Stay away from the Warlock if you can. Weird Boys sent packing. Can they get through onto this VP? There's a War Banner here with a bunch of death around it. Oh, they tried to finish it off, look. At some point, down to 5 hit points here. Dark Creepers on the way for Toruello. Now a tier 3 squad, of course. They were 80 power. They've been reduced down to 60 power. They were 40 power when they were a tier 2 unit. Now they're limited to 1 in tier 3. And there's some for Asmon too. Plasma damage on these fellas now. And their Exarch, here he is, can use 2 different weapons. 383 to 297. Grenade. Storm Boy is able to back off it. And they're fighting some Howling Banshees up there. I think Entangling Web was on them. And there's the Levitation Field. Lifts them up, chucks them away. Awesome control. Storm Boys get out. They're dealing with the Storm Boys a lot better now. Last few fights, they've got some good tools to use against them. Almost a level 3 Farseer. Gets the level 3 there. Warp Spiders on retreat path to finish things off. Well played. And they have their Exarch, who's got those dual death spinners and decent, I think, power melee damage on him too. Here's some regular non-stabby commandos from Fiery. Got lots of tricks of their own. Can chuck a burner bomb, can disrupt, and they can get a rocket launcher. And there's some Daka for the Farseer. Level 3 she is, of course. Can she stay in play here? No, she's already retreating. We just can't see the marker. Warlock's down here. Mekboy's doing some Daka. And here's those Dark Creepers. And look at them pour the damage onto that Mekboy. One of them's not even firing. Look, 2 of them weren't even firing then, it looks like. That was weird. There was still some really impressive damage, though. Plasma's pretty good against heroes. Some late sluggers for E1. Oh, because of the battle wagon. Want something else to repair the battle wagon. A battle wagon for SchmusCriminal too. They can haywire with these guys. In fact, they already have it. Here comes Armor Vasurian. Might need some more anti-vehicle though. Warboss. Level 3 Warboss with no war gear, eh? Not often you see that. Level 4 Kommando. And the Mekboy doing some teleporting. And some murder on some Guardians. Poor bastards. Got some Daka. Swapping VPs though, maybe. Asmon with the revive. Doesn't quite get him to 5. Howling Banshees. War shouting. War shouted a bit early there, I think, ladies. Got themselves a big old fight. Sluggers joining in. Oh, there's Time Field to slow that stuff down. Armor Vasurian. Warp Spiders into a bit of a bother, but they're able to get away. Oh, there's Levitation Field. A bit too late. The Storm Boys had jumped away. Onto the Dark Creepers. Dark Creepers are heavy infantry. So they'll take a lot of damage from the power weapons. And down goes the Farseer. Caught in a bad Levitation Field there. Dark Creepers, you need to move, I think, fellas. Warboss smacking them. Some Seer Council now from Strongest Latino. Fire Prisms coming in. Double Commandos from Fiery. They still have the Stabums as well. How can he call himself Stabums Mando Fiery and not get the knife? Shouldn't be allowed. Hey, Reaper Barrage. Now a source of suppression. Suppressing those guys back there. Looters are covering all this though with a death gun. Lots of murder, lots of death. Are those Guardians going to get away? They are not. Some Fire Prisms are up. More Commandos this time from E1. There's 2 battle wagons on the field. Nicely placed webway down here. Look at this. They can harass the VP with it. There's one of the battle wagons. Some boys piling in. That's from E1. And here's SchmusCriminals. Got a big old zap gun on the top. And some shooters as well. Yeah, those Dark Creepers didn't like that. That was an awesome shot on that melee blob as well. Here's some melee commandos. It's a hell of a melee fight to take. They've got a lot of backup. A huge amount of backup, actually. Yeah, they did really well in there, the commandos. Fire Prism now getting some shots on the battle wagon, and an Eldritch Storm comes in, and that's going to be the end of that battle wagon, I think. Eldritch Storm. I'm not sure who did it. I think Toruello. Could have been Strongest Latino though from the look of their red. 316 to 240 on the VPs. What is this? That's the other battle wagon and some decapping Storm Boys. This webway's still here, by the way. They haven't spotted it. Just huge amounts of pressure here. Double cap for the Orcs. Can they keep this Fire Prism out of trouble? This is Asmon's. Really good long-range fire support from these guys, like 65 range or something. But they are relatively fragile. Just 500 hit points. Triple cap now for the Orcs. They're going to get the contested, though. What about the natural? Can they get onto it? Or there's some sneaky commandos here. With rocket launcher. Really bad news for that Fire Prism. Big rear armor shot. Weird Boy got a shot too. And down goes the fire prism. The battle wagon was also getting shots in. Asmon had no idea that the commandos were there. 316 to 164 on the VPs. Time field. Looks like Cult of Speed is active from the Mekboy. Speeds up all the allied vehicles on the map and reduces the cooldown of their ranged weapons too. Seer Council with their fancy spears can get after the battle wagon. These guys also have their empowered spears. Kommando was trying to kaboom, I think. No, he wasn't. Yeah, there it is. 316 to 148. No, I think he was trying to do right in me crosshairs on something. Doesn't actually have the big kaboom. Ouch. Warboss gets a kill. Still no war gear. Look at the distance he throws the Walk Spider. Orcs taking the northeast. Eldar taking the natural back. And they have the Orcs natural. Can they kill this slugger? No. Should have just gone into range stance and maybe would have got the kill there. You have Providence up, by the way. Does that mean with Providence, can he just like throw Enhance on a bunch of squads one after the other? That'd be quite cool. 306 to 148. I don't think I've seen it used like that though. Usually they use it to spam Ethereal Slash. Eldar power being locked down again. Banshees war shouting. It's these ones here. And that is a Nob squad for SchmusCriminal. Another Nob squad on the way for Fiery. What are you up to? Oh, your Foot of Gorkin. Did some friendly fire, looks like. What is Seer Council doing? Oh, did they just finish capping, maybe? Not quite in position to finish off the sluggers, or are they? Love the Daka coming in from the commandos to knock them down. 302 to 144. Eldar are behind, but are now not out of it. Definitely not out of it. Some Reaper barrages. Big stomp from the Warboss, and then he runs. Still no war gear. Getting some commandos of his own, and there's a looted tank on the way for E1. All three Eldar players have Dark Reapers, so they should be able to do some good work against the enemy Nob squads. 302 to 126. Well, if they don't die, that is. Burner Bomb, Zap, Daka. Still have 4 models somehow, and they made it out. Storm Boy's going to jump the double. Nope, they're not going to jump him. They're going to send in an exploding boy. Oh, that is the Reaper's Mark, or whatever it's called. On those Storm Boys, slowing them down. Prevents them from jumping or teleporting. Pretty cool. Looted tank. Getting the reinforced plating, which allows it to use the boom gun. Might be worth us keeping his tank back here, because you can boom gun stuff off the cap and things. Eldar take the northeast. 2 to 1 for them. Still have the webway in the south too. Looters are going to wipe. Indeed they do. And there's a Rocks on the VP. And that could be very painful for those Guardians. They're trying to move out of it while staying in play. Down goes the Warlock in the Rocks. Guardians live. Seer Council chasing down the tank with those heavy melee spears. Can they get the kill? They can. Well played, fellas. And they're not leaving. They want to kill the Mekboy. Okay, now they're leaving. I hear a time field going off up here. Northeast is a bloodbath. Warboss trying to cap. Banshees and Seer Council in there. Storm Boys leave. They promptly leave. Farseer is also there, level 5. Hard Boys on the Storm Boys. And it may have saved them. Warboss also makes it out. Now the Eldar cap the northeast again. There's another fire prism, by the way, from Asmon. Toruello almost got one. Floating lots of resources. Avatar, maybe? Maybe he's looking for Avatar. 271 to 111 on the VPs. Orcs still with the VP lead. A bunch of looted tanks coming through. There's some warp spiders for Toruello. Does not go Avatar. Still got this webway. Commandos can spot it if they get close enough. They just haven't got close enough. There's the remains of that battle wagon. I'm not sure if we spotted that getting taken out. It was a while ago now. Commandos down. Yeah, tricky spot to revive. Well, what about the Warlock? Oh, Warlock just got repurchased. Gets in the webway. Using it here, look. And these guys are sneaking around the long way to get to the other VP, I think. With Weird Boy and Mekboy support those commandos. Didn't even use fleet to get to the VP, look. Can use it to reposition later. Got rocks, says SchmusCriminal. Webby over here too. Walks for Exarch. Holding things up. Level 8. Looted tank getting awfully close to things. Nob squad hidden. Getting in around and onto the Dark Reapers. But there's the time field. Down goes the looted tank. There was a webway and all sorts of stuff in there. Triple cap for the Eldar. And a levitation blade. Or levitation field from the gravity blade there. What's going on the VP though? Orcs with a bunch of Daka. Toruello I think has enough here to see them off. Weird Boy with a warp vomit though. It's quite a lot of Daka. That stun is so painful. Look how long it lasts. It's like 5 seconds. Okay, some shooter boys just wiped. There's Enhance on the Seer Council. Boosting speed and damage. And the Zap is jumping around. But he saw him off. Back up to the northeast here. Big old warp vomits. Hit the Banshees and the Farseer. I think that's too much for the Banshees to fight, surely. Are they going to wipe? Oh, Fire Prism shot may have saved them there. From strongest Latino. And here's a D-cannon. Needs to run. The melee commandos chucking bombs at it. A really good levitation field again. But can she survive afterwards? Throws up the time field. May use it to escape. Well played, strongest Latino. Really good play there from the Farseer. Look at this though. Melee commando is going to take down the Fire Prism. Yep. Using their infiltration and their heavy melee U-jammer in there. What's going on in the VP? Bunch of death and commandos are fast capping it. 121 to 111. It's so close. This is Toruello. Down on the south, natural power for the Orcs. Backed up by double warp spiders pouring in the damage. Look at that. Mekboy had to leave sharpish. Can they teleport away? They can. Oh, right into Love the Daka though from the commandos. And there's a Bomber Boy and there's a Zap. Can they stay in play here, the warp spiders? They're taking a lot of damage now. Providence up for the Warlock though. Level 7. Doing some great work on this VP. Now needs to run. But kept it under pressure for a while there, Toruello. And look at this. Webway means that more stuff comes in immediately. Including a mighty Seer Council and some Dark Reapers. Level 3 Dark Reapers too. 119 to 111. Orcs have the northeast. And they may get this back as well. Can we work out which weapon the Exarch is using there? It's got a star, I think a Star Swarm launcher and a Star Shot launcher. Okay, they're capping now. Up in the northeast. Levitation field again. Doing huge amounts of work for the Eldar up here, isn't it? Level 7 Farseer. Banshees level 4 for strongest Latino as well. Oh, the Seer Council have gone down though for strongest Latino somewhere. Did not notice that. Maybe it was on the screen. Sneaky commando snabums. Can the Banshees fight him? Farseer is in there. Where's the Spirit Stones? I don't think she has the energy to use it. Banshees somehow survived that fight. And now they're war shouting and now they run. Farseer level 7. These are the Banshees of Asmonedeus, also level 4. Chasing the Nob Squad actually. Levitation field on this one fella here. Who's getting chopped up. He's still alive though. Dark Reapers using the Reaper's Grasp. And the Nob Squad are dealt with. 112 to 103. Another Fire Prism on the way for Asmon. There's crack shot on the Dark Creepers. Level 4 Dark Creepers. That's a buff from the Warp Spider. And they got the Nob Squad down. What's going on in this VP? It is being capped for the Orcs. Is it? Yep, Kommando's trying to do so. There's a time field and there's some DPS from the Warp Spiders. Now the Warboss takes over the cap. And that's a singularity, I think. Oh, it drags in the allied Warp Spiders, though. It knocks the Warboss off the cap, I suppose. Look at the Farseer doing her best. Fighting a Nob Squad basically alone. Now she has some backup. Level 8. Dark Creepers pouring the damage on. Able to get rid. And here's Toruello still harassing the hell out of this VP. Mekboy has to back off. Can he get a cap? Maybe with Providence. Kommando's got to do something, surely. Where's your Love the Daka? Maybe they're waiting for the last moment. Throws up the Providence there. 112 to 85 on the VPs. Toruello's Warlock gets the cap. And now more stuff again coming out of the webway. Double Warp Spiders in play now. But there's Love the Daka. Oh, only a little burst of it. And there's another one coming in from the other squad. Gets rid of him. You really only get 10 red for a Warp Spider. That seems kind of low. Banshees with the War Shout. Mayhem back up in the northeast, of course. 106 to 82. Looks like the Eldar maybe can get this back finally. They really dug in and fought that through, didn't they? D-Cannon level 2. Banshees fighting a Nob Squad. Not a good fight for them. And here comes another Nob Squad from SchmusCriminal. Not fully upgraded though. In fact, I don't think they have any upgrades on them. Trying to get the hammers first. Not what you typically see. There's a singularity. Time field. 2 Seer Councils show up all of a sudden. And there's a Rocks. D-Cannon may go down. Took a big hit at the start of it. Looks like it escaped. Seer Council able to reposition. Well, not these guys. These guys got wrecked. Somehow they have 5 models on 34 hit points. Or 29 as Strongest Latino says. That was crazy. There's that Reaper Barrage. Knockback and suppression. But not enough to get them off the cap, is it? Oh, I think it did. I think it did stop them capping. Seer Council chopping up the Kommando. Some more Love the Daka. 106 to 59. Double cap for the Orcs. They may get a triple here, actually. The Kommandos down in the south are really doing a good job on the Warp Spiders. Toruello needs to try and keep the Warp Spiders separated so that the Kommandos can't Love the Daka both of them. There's an Eldritch. Well dodged, though, by the Orcs. Fighting hard, both teams. Seer Council in a bad spot. Sneaky Nob Squad causing all sorts of problems. Down goes the Seer Council. A good levitation. Sends the stabby Kommandos packing. Oh, and he also retreated these guys for some reason. But there's the game. A triple cap at the end. The Orcs get it. Really hard fought win. Had a level 9 Kommando Nob with a special shooter. Mekboy's level 8. Warboss down level 8. I don't know if he ever got any war gear, this guy. Don't see any. Level 8 Farseer. Did some really good work with Gravity Blade. I didn't think I noticed Spiritual Rites being used. It must have been used, though. Lots of time field stuff as well. She's very energy intensive with these pieces of war gear. Level 10 Warp Spider Exarch down at the end with Entangling Web and stuff. And a level 8 Warlock. Lots of good harassment from Toruello in the south. But, yeah, we saw the double Warp Spiders get handled a few times by the Kommandos, didn't we? Because they were all blobbed up like this. What an awesome game, though. Thank you all for watching. Big thanks to these players for playing us a faction war. And, of course, the main man, where is he? SchmusCriminal for sending it in. Always got some good replays for me. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. And I'll see ya next time.